Hi guys, just time for another status update on my home cockpit project. I think it's now 5 months ago until the last update. It changed a little into the 5 months, but not as much as expected. Due to the hot summer, the operations were quite limited that we had here. It was not fun flying, and also with an air condition, it was getting really hot in there. So what I've done, first of all, I want to show you the six-pack and the fire warning and master caution switch I've got second hand. You can read the whole story on the blog. It was not, it was more work than expected, but in short, now I have a working six-pack on the captain's side, so you can push this one to get a test on the six-pack, and the recall function also with push to reset, it's resetting. What you can hear clearly in the background when you switch this on is those are the relays, because the first officer six-pack as well as the captain's six-pack was powered by an open cockpits card which produced a 5-volt output. But you have the from the LEDs, I think I have it not quite now in mind. I think the negative ones are together within open cockpit. No, the other way around. The positives are common, and the negatives get turned on and turned off by the open cockpit card's output. As this is also an open cockpit six-pack, but designed for not for the USB output cards, but for other cards from open cockpits, it's switched around. So that means that all the negative ones are in common and the positive ones are getting triggered. So I have to change it to the Pokies card. To make the story short, Pokies is only providing 3.3 volt, which is much too low to get the LEDs lighted up. So what I've done is the solution that you can find on the blog. I've installed an 8 separate relays on an external card, which are not triggered by the 3.3 volts of the Pokies output, and now switching and then providing plus 5 volt for the LEDs, and that's the reason that you can clearly hear the relays switching. Now no engines are running, we're not in flight, we have no ATC, you can hear it, but when you fly you won't get distracted much. As the fire warning and master caution also have a completely different height as the previous ones that I had. I've decided to rework the whole section with wood. So what I've done, it's now the same height from the switches and the plate here. I know it's not 100% accurate as it is in real, but the perfect thing what I was getting out. And also the mix switch is a little bit lower, that you can see the spacing there, and with the mix switch, of course, you can toggle the push to talk button of the microphones. What I've also done, maybe you've seen it on the blog, on the first officer side, I have now a hand microphone established. So if you're flying now a 2-pilots flight, it's very convenient now for the first officer to grab only the hand microphone out and start talking. In the past, you had to gain off you had to put on the headset and do the ATC and then put off the headset again during longer flights. And now I had the chance to get my hands on a hand microphone, the same thing that I have on the captain side. So it's wired up the same structure, also with a relay. The relay is breaking and switching the plus 12 volt to to the MIG itself to get this working. The next thing I want to show you is only a couple of lights thing. I was experimenting some during the hot summer with my lights here. It get very hot with the old halogen lights, so I decided to change it to LEDs. Again, short story, if you want to change it to LEDs, make sure that your power converter is capable of doing LEDs, because mine was not. So each halogen light had a power of 35 watt, and the transformer in the background, which is sitting below the overhead here, has a minimum power of 35 watt, which means when you put the LED, when you turn the LED on, it won't go on. So I had to change the transformator as well to a new LED one. And then I've run some tests with warm white and cool white LEDs, and I've now decided to go with the cool white LEDs, which is it's I think much more. You can read much more out of the paper when you're in dark, etc. But of course they are very, very bright. So I'm thinking currently, what a friend had an idea to put here on below the glare shield here, an LED strip with a push button to push it on, and then get limited reading capabilities here for the checklists and so on, and for some writing, that you don't have to turn the chart light fully to on. Yeah, I have to test this and see how it will work out. So also the lights in the back were changed, of course, to cool white LEDs, so to make this in appearance. Also, the fire extinguisher is back on his place. It was ripped off when you're pushing back the first officer seat. I've now mounted it in a different way. Hopefully it withstands the pushing out the seat. And I can show you one last thing here on the back. You can see the registration is not anymore pinned on with needles. It's now stitched on. My wife did this now. So you have the cover is also closed here nicely. I put some Velcro tapes on the wood here. The other ones were already in place on the white cover. So you can stitch this now here all the way around, and make sure it doesn't get peeled off when you touch it. The last thing is I cannot show you because it's on this machine, in this machine there, but you can see it on the blog. It's a new CPU cooler, which I was installing on the main machine, which is running P3D version 4 now. So I'm currently in the migration process to P3D version 4, and yeah, looking for some interesting flights and interesting new sceneries which will be coming out. The first flight which we did with this configuration was last week, the Cross the Pond event from VATSIM. You can see a link, you can see the video in the link description. And I did a time-lapse video. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, that concludes the status update here now from let's say end of October this year, and looking forward to do the next one with some hopefully interesting updates in the cockpit. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.